I moved into this quiet, overpriced neighborhood with one love in my life, my custom matte black McLaren. That car was my therapy, my escape, my trophy. It didn't blast music, didn't rev at 3 a.m., and definitely never hit more than 20 miles per hour within the neighborhood gates. But apparently, it triggered a very specific kind of unmedicated jealousy in our HOA president. Welcome to Prodigy Tales. Make sure you like and subscribe for your top-notch HOA drama. It started with a letter on my windshield. Not a polite one, mind you. This was pure Karen-certified chaos. Your car is a threat to our community. It is far too fast, intimidating to children, and violates the spirit of peaceful living. You have 2 weeks to remove it before further action is taken. Oh, I laughed. I really did. I even took a picture of the note and added it to my Karen Chronicles folder. I thought that was the end of it. Surely she couldn't be serious. I wasn't speeding. The HOA rules said nothing about specific vehicle types. Plus, if anyone was dangerous, it was Karen doing 50 in her Range Rover while yelling at squirrels. Fast forward to day 15. I wake up, step outside, coffee in hand, and I freeze. My McLaren was wrecked. Not keyed, not dinged. Wrecked. Windows smashed. Paint stripped. Tires slashed. Someone had gone full Mad Max on it. I just stood there, staring at the carnage. One of my neighbors approached, wide-eyed, and whispered, "Hey, I saw Karen and the landscaping guy doing something to your car last night. Thought it was weird." Thought it was weird? That was weird enough to call the cops, Denise. Anyway, I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I smiled. Why? Because Karen had no idea there was a security camera inside my porch light. I walked back inside, slowly, methodically, and pulled up the footage. There she was in all her glory, yelling about vehicular threats while swinging a hammer like she was auditioning for a horror movie. I pressed pause, grabbed my phone, and called my lawyer. Karen wanted me to get rid of the car. Congratulations, Karen. You just upgraded me to a brand new one, on your dime. Karen really thought she did something. She must have strutted home after smashing my McLaren like she was some suburban vigilante, proudly defending the neighborhood from the horrors of luxury performance. Unfortunately for her, she forgot I have two things she doesn't: legal rights and video evidence. I handed everything to the police: timestamps, footage, and even a witness statement from Denise, who finally decided that weird meant criminal. The officer reviewing the footage said, "Wow, she's not even trying to hide it. No ski mask, no gloves, just Karen in her floral housecoat swinging a sledge like it was gardening day on a Lamborghini." The HOA tried to do damage control. I received a formal apology from the board, not signed by Karen, of course. No, she doubled down. When the officer showed up at her door, she claimed she was the victim. That car was a missile on wheels, she barked, and he ignored my warnings. I was protecting the community. Oh, so now vandalism is community service? She even brought up child safety, saying my car was a temptation to speed. That's like blaming a blender for someone's bad haircut. The best part? She tried to weaponize the HOA handbook, but there was nothing in there about banning specific vehicles. I read it twice just to be petty. In fact, I highlighted sections and emailed the board with the subject line, "Karen's Favorite Fictional Rules, Annotated Edition." By the time we reached the civil suit stage, I had built the ultimate case: property damage, trespassing, harassment, defamation, thanks to her HOA-wide emails about me being a reckless speed demon and emotional distress. My lawyer was salivating. Karen showed up to court with a clipboard and a bad attitude. She had no lawyer, just a stack of blurry photos of my car parked legally in front of my home. I almost felt bad. Almost. But what really sealed it? When the judge asked, "Miss Karen, are you admitting to damaging the plaintiff's car?" And she replied, "I was doing what the HOA should have done months ago." Silence, the kind of silence that tastes like victory. One more hearing and the ruling would be final. Karen had no idea she was about to pay for the most expensive temper tantrum in HOA history. Karen waddled into the courtroom with the same confidence she had when she demolished my McLaren, as if she thought the judge would pin a medal on her for neighborhood safety enforcement. Meanwhile, I sat there calm, collected, like sipping court-approved water like it was a $400 bottle of champagne I'd soon be billing her for. My lawyer started the show with a slideshow. First slide, a high-res screenshot of Karen mid-swing with a hammer, looking like a deranged DIY host. The judge raised one eyebrow. The gallery murmured. Karen coughed loudly, like that was going to cancel reality. Then came the emails. Oh, yes. Karen had sent several HOA-wide blasts accusing me of being a dangerous street racer, public menace, and my personal favorite, the fast and the furious embarrassment. My lawyer printed them all on glossy paper, just for flair. Karen objected, yelling, "This is out of context." The judge looked over his glasses and said, "Ma'am, it's your email." When it was Karen's turn to speak, she doubled down. That vehicle was a threat to every child within 5 blocks. I had no choice. That kind of horsepower should not be allowed near families. The judge calmly asked, "So you destroyed it?" "I neutralized it," she said with a completely straight face. I swear, even the court reporter stopped typing to look up at that one. Then came my turn. I explained how the car had never been driven above 20 miles per hour in the neighborhood. I showed my noise decibel logs, GPS logs, even testimony from several neighbors who said they'd never heard so much as a chirp from my tires. Basically, I ran a full Mythbusters on her nonsense. When closing arguments wrapped up, the judge sighed and leaned back. This is one of the more unusual cases I've seen. But the evidence is overwhelming. Miss Karen, you are liable for full damages. Karen blinked. Wait, what? The judge continued. You will pay for the destruction of the vehicle at full replacement cost, including upgrades, plus court fees and a fine for harassment. Her jaw hit the table. Meanwhile, I sat there smiling. Why? Because I had already ordered the new car with an extra detail Karen wasn't ready for. The new McLaren arrived 2 weeks later. Same model, same matte black, but this time I added custom red calipers and had "Thanks Karen" stitched into the leather headrests. Subtle? No. Satisfying? Beyond words. Karen, meanwhile, had entered financial hell. Replacing my car cost her nearly $300,000 after damages, legal fees, and the judge's harassment fine. Rumor had it she had to sell her beloved white Range Rover and take out a second mortgage. Her husband left the HOA board. Her landscaper refused to return. Her poodle developed stress-induced alopecia. Karma was officially working overtime. I drove the new McLaren through the neighborhood at exactly 10 miles per hour with a speaker playing the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. Karen stood frozen on her lawn, watering her roses with a dead-eyed stare, watching me roll by like the final boss in a video game she absolutely failed to beat. She tried to save face at the next HOA meeting, claiming she acted in good faith and that the court system was biased against safety advocates. Nobody bought it. Denise even brought popcorn to the meeting. The HOA unanimously voted to remove Karen from her post as president. One board member suggested banning her for threatening the peaceful nature of the neighborhood. As for me, I installed a new camera system. Karen never walked within 10 feet of my property again. She avoids eye contact like I'm Medusa driving a luxury serpent. Oh, and I framed the original HOA complaint letter she wrote and hung it in my garage, right next to the security footage still of her swinging that hammer. Sometimes I just sit in the car admiring the craftsmanship and the court receipt. I didn't win just because I got a new car. I won because I reminded everyone in that neighborhood that a title like HOA president doesn't make you judge, jury, and executioner. And if you try to destroy someone else's property over your own imaginary rules, you just might end up losing everything over a grudge against a gear shift. The end. Please like and subscribe for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think Karen got what she deserved? Comment below.